Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to the Thaumaturge, where we are continuing to investigate the case of this cemetery and the gravedigger's assistant. And I think we may have found the people that we need to speak to.
Which one of you is Lech?
I am. What's your business?
Digging out the cemetery at night. I know you're the one digging up bodies from graves. Valush and his crew are also friends of yours?
What? I have no idea who you're talking about. Maybe he's drunk. It's some lunatic. We have no choice, fellas. He's asking for a beating.
Well, that's gone exactly as I expected it would. Now, we've only got 1 point in improvement, so maybe we just go ahead and kick things off. You need to be attacked with Lelek. You need word 4, which, yeah, we just can't get. We might need to get that final Salutor in this first row, sooner rather than later. This first column, I should say. But yeah, we can't do much about that. Bukovac wants to attack that lad. And Yuki wants to stand in front of my keyboard and generally make a nuisance of himself, because he's a cat, and that's what they do. So, how do we begin? You're restoring 7 every time, so that needs to go. Lelek, would you like to try and ruin this guy's day? They've all got a fair amount of focus. If we were to slow him... Let's see, who's attacking us? Lek is attacking us. So, yeah. If you want to reduce focus and interrupt his action if suffering, that sounds good. And do we want to inflict suffering upon said man? That's going to be his attack interrupted, so that's great. Just a local stab from Lek, so that's okay. And then Agony. We can cast that on a random enemy as well. So we could cast that on our lad, but he is recovering 7 every round, so it's not really worth it. What if we just try and beat up this lad? Although quick attack, he doesn't need to be interrupted. Maybe we give this guy a quick fist and see if we can interrupt him. Okay, we failed, so he's going to shank us. Still only 2 damage, but we are bleeding. Not a fan. You've got 18 left. We could punch you and restore some focus, but we haven't lost a lot. What can a Bukovac do? 8 damage, because the guy's suffering. If we did that, and we also attacked him with fisticuffs, then the suffering will finish him off. Sooner rather than later. Yeah, we're bleeding again. It's not the end of the world. Yes, Bukovac is going to finish him off. Let's try and interrupt this lad again. Nice. Oh, he's going to get another swing off. So this guy wants to be attacked by Bukovac. But we could also just put him down. And then Bukovac could attack this lad. Who have we got who can transfer our status effects to the enemy? Yeah. Lelek can do that for us, that's good. Because we're bleeding quite a bit. That's not ideal. Let's try and interrupt if we can. Yeah, get bled. We interrupted and did 9 damage, good. Counter-attack prepping. First attack on this target incurs a counter-attack. So does he currently have... It doesn't look like he currently has the counter-attack ability active. He's bleeding, but he's not suffering. Lelek, do you want to try and reduce his focus some more? That would also prevent us from getting additional bleeding. We haven't slowed, but that's okay. Because he's going to try and poke us, and he's going to try and give us bleeding. And he's going to fail because of our protection. I'm thinking we just want to knock this lad out. So let's reduce his focus again. Yeah, let's just go for another couple of quick attacks. We're going to end up in a situation where we reduce his focus, but then the other one can't attack because he is already... He is like... Because we've both already moved. So it's going to be unfortunate. But let's give him a quick attack to potentially stop his action. Good. Although breaking him down would also potentially have dropped his action. Oh, and his trait is now disabled. Temporarily disabled. Because we've broken him down, I guess. Well, down he goes.
Holy Virgin, save me! What do you want from me?
I mean, we want you to stop digging up dead people. Really.
Why do you disturb the dead? Aren't you ashamed?
I won't do it again, really. But it wasn't my idea, I swear. They told me to. And as for Valush and his people, they're tight with the carpenter. He builds coffins in the nearby yard.
Oh. So the carpenter then needs to sell more coffins because the old ones have been damaged by the grave robbers.
Who told you to do it?
Oh, this one guy. Konieczny. Włodzimierz Konieczny. The head of this whole WAS.
People won't find out who defaced the graves of their loved ones on one condition.
Thank you. God, thank you. What do you need?
I need you to tell me something.
What his
Why
hands
did
doing?
Włodzimierz make you dig up the corpses?
Well, the way I see it, he wanted to scare people. And it worked, didn't it?
I think I need to have a chat with Włodzimierz.
Oh, since you're going there, can you tell him I'm still waiting for the money? He said he'd get it from membership fees, so he can't say he doesn't have any.
You still want your money after all this? Absolute goon. So, we know more about the WIS. We should be able to shut them down. Did we have anything else to do in the north? It doesn't look like it. So maybe we go wrap up this quest and then we have another look around the south or the new area where we saw, was it Marana, maybe? The new Salator that we saw. Do we have any other points of interest around? We do have a point of interest. Maybe we should go to that first before we move on, because we do want XP. If there's one thing I like, it's clicking on things and being rewarded with XP. Although, is that just something we've already seen? So if it is, why is it still showing up on the map? That makes me annoyed. Yeah, so these points of interest, they're just going to be... Ooh, hello, pick up. That might be a new one. The Daily Courier. Okay, nothing major, just a newspaper. But I feel like I've been this way before, so had that popped up since I was last here? Am I going to have to do the rounds every time just to make sure that I'm not missing any readables and any XP? Maybe. But that other point of interest is just a viewpoint that we found before. I'm going to say heck it. If there's any more readables, we'll probably find them when we come back. Maybe. For now, we go back and wrap up this quest. I'm assuming it won't be too hard to shame them into stopping their activities now that we can prove that they were responsible for digging up graves. I wouldn't be astonished if we have to engage in more fisticuffs though.
Fill out forms A1, B, and D12. Pay the entry fee.
Hey, he's a magician!
Who's the head of this shithouse?
I am Włodzimierz Konieczny, chairman of the Warsaw Anti-Thaumaturge Society. And you are either extremely insolent or stupid to come here, Tempermancer.
Could be both. I don't want to feed pride any more than really necessary. We've already met.
Well, well, if it isn't the troublemaker from the cemetery whom I have beat the shit out of once already. In the presence of the press to boot.
What are you doing here?
My papa liked the word temperomancer. He was very hopeful it would catch on in Polish. I'd love to see his face right now.
Can you get to the point?
I suppose we can get to the point.
Let's talk like civilized people.
You can't talk to magicians. They're non-human like the vampires prowling the cemetery.
What do you want?
As a result of our decisions, this path is closed. Interesting. Maybe that path was just kicking people's faces in.
I've heard that your contributions, including entry fees, are spent on things besides brochures and banners.
Oh, what else then?
On helping hands that dig up coffins at Pavonsky Cemetery at night.
What? Waldek, let's get out of here. I withdraw my candidacy.
Did you come here to ruin me?
Yeah?
And now I'll take a look around. Don't try any tricks.
Okay, so we've avoided a
I
fight there.
felt something. Where is it?
Didn't get any XP though because we avoided a fight, but maybe that's fine. The basic dangers caused by thaumaturges and how to defend against them. Owned by skeptical person. Over here we have a banner. Reluctance stood in the way of finishing the work on time. Misconceptions about the task cause frustration. So maybe there's someone who doesn't really believe everything they're hearing about thaumaturges. Maybe it's her. There's more to see. And we could definitely speak to her at some point. My noble way. Some sort of screed about fighting the thaumaturges.
Damn it.
Framed photo of a woman. But our dimension force is too low because we just haven't got a Salator that will allow us to unlock it. Maybe I shouldn't be doing these side quests too early. The World Anti-Thaumaturgy Society has rejected this lot because they're too violent. And they want thaumaturges to be cured. As opposed to beaten up. A letter from a Prussian official. Okay, so he's been working with Prussians. He's exchanging letters with the underground. We want to use the burgeoning militia for the revolutionary cause in exchange for a generous donation. Do I know someone I could share this information with in order to cripple the WAS? I don't know, do I? Can we finish this quest right now, or are we better off going elsewhere first?
Hello.
Hello, can I help you?
Could you be skeptical person? Maybe.
I won't bother you anymore.
Maybe if we want to complete this quest as thoroughly as possible, we do need to leave it for just a little longer. I'm wondering if it would be a good idea to get that fourth Salutor. And the way to do that is probably to complete another main quest. Although quests are locked out if enough time passes, I don't know if that's going to apply. Dancing handbook. Cool. We've got an address. So we can learn more about dancing. Yeah, I don't know if quests are going to be locked out straight away. Surely it's going to allow us to do a few bits and bobs before it starts locking us out of quests. But we've learned about lessons in trendy dance. I'd like to follow that one. Just because if we're going to go to some posho event at the hotel, we might want to know how to dance. And that's back in the new area. So mayhap we leave the WAS alone just for the moment. We've got 2 points we could spend. Do we have anywhere to spend 2 points? We can slow enemies' planned actions with ice. Or we can interrupt their actions if they're suffering, which Lelek can also do. So I'm kind of surprised that's not in Lelek's tree, but hey ho. And permanent health points upgraded as well. Go on then. Now got 5 points in heart and mind, and we'll continue our scattergun approach towards the side quests. Oh, wait a minute, was that new? An advert. Funeral parlour. Okay. Smidge of XP. Oh, we're actually in the right place. It's not the new area, it's this area where we can learn more about the new dancers. Is that guy dancing or is he just staggering? Notes from a sermon. Handwritten notes. A moving picture demonstration will be held on Thursday. Much to the priest's horror. Good. That'll teach him. It is suggesting that this area is where we would learn more about dancing. So I guess we can run around for a bit. That new? Ivy magazine. Rabbits. Oh, we've learned something and we've drawn a conclusion. The ballet master will stop giving his dance lessons. I overlooked that bit because I was thinking about rabbits. Okay, so people a bit suspicious of these filthy Western dancers. So we're running out of time to enroll. Now the quest log still says that this quest is taking place in this district. But the map doesn't suggest as such. So maybe it is now time to jump in a carriage? I mean, the street name's no help. No, I should still be around here. Okay. Ah. Ragtime isn't suspicious. Ragtime's cool and fun. There we go. So that was just a very small side quest then, I guess. We're not actually learning dancing, perhaps. But that's cool. It's something off the list, anyway. Live photography demonstration, that's in that area, which is the area we're in. Is that something that's taking place right now? I don't know if any of these things are going to be relevant down the line, but it would be nice if they are. It'd be nice if we can use our fancy modern dancing when we go to the hotel. And it'd be nice if a photography demonstration gave us additional knowledge down the line. So let's see if we can find that one. That's apparently in this area too. This all feels like the sort of stuff I should be doing off camera, but I didn't realise that prior to now. Now that I do realise that, I will probably save these things.
Well, well.
But there we go. We've drawn another conclusion. Live photography demonstration. On that street. It would be nice if it could just show me on the map where these side quests are instead of me having to try and... Sorry, tram. Instead of me having to remember which street is which. But it's a small area, so it doesn't take a lot of running around to examine it. Ah, that's the right street then. That's where Rasputin hangs out. Can this one only be done at a certain time of day? That would make sense. It's photography. Maybe it can only be done during the day. Well, they might have had flashbulbs by now, but if it's a very new technology, it's more than likely that they're still working that stuff out. So maybe we move on. Yeah, going to the south might be wise, although Night of Divination seems more like an actual proper quest, but Tales of Warsaw is in the south, along with a few other things. So we'll quickly bob over there, and hopefully we'll get something more exciting to do than just clicking on things. Okay, this time there is an actual map marker, but I assumed there wasn't going to be, and I ran off without checking first. But yes, there's a map marker. There's a clue. There it is. Ask him about the rumours of Professor Z in the Vienna
Hello,
passageway.
Sweet secret.
The passageway by the station. Here's you mentioned something about how things used to be. He'll tell you amusing anecdotes. Good. That's during the day. But we are at night time. Oh no, we're in early morning now. I guess time has moved on as we've travelled, perhaps. Was the station up there? Maybe. It's also possible time moved on because we completed part of the quest. I'm not sure how the time is working at this point. But that's okay. And there we go. We've learned some stories, perhaps, from this old man. And it was indeed just another side quest clicky thing. Very well. Has the time changed? It's noon now. So the time is moving on, but again, that might be because we spoke to an old man. We could pop into the police station, maybe. We've not been in here. There's an obituary for Papa. Are we allowed to just roam around back there? A note on various types of people that should be rejected from the police force. Dodgy folks like thaumaturges. You would think that it would be very useful to have one hanging around, but I guess they don't want that. More fool them. A wanted notice for our good friend Alberici. And a general wanted list. Ah, Voronin's office.
Hello, Uncle. What brings you here?
Just seeing how you are.
So what's new, Uncle? Crime to underworld as usual, thanks.
Bye.
I won't bother you at work. Don't hesitate to visit your uncle.
Okay, nothing going on there specifically. But some more XP for just clicking on things. We like this. Wonderful. Artwork and whatnot. Subversive artwork. We like that. And that has now moved us on to nighttime once again. I was about to move on, but there's a cop.
What is it?
There, it's Shulsky, our mighty good chum.
Victor! Good to see you!
These two shivs claim you know each other. Is that true?
Why, yes.
Yes, I know these noble gentlemen.
Well then, I guess we'll take in 3 instead of 2.
Go on!
I may have chosen poorly. Gosh, that man's got a gun. But he's also got barely any focus. And we've got 2 points to spend. So I guess we up this one a bit. And then let's see, we've got 1,000,001 upgrades at this point. We should probably figure out what we're going to do with those. We haven't got anything in our second strong attack. We've not really been using strong attacks that much because they're kind of slow. Weakening the enemies, probably a good thing to generally do. The Salator's next action will be faster. Interesting. That might be good. Maybe we'd go for some sort of suffering build. We put debilitating wound on action reaction so we can add extra suffering to our foes. Then Thief of Thought could go on something, just because extra focus reduction if they are suffering seems good. Is perfectionism worth it? If it's a difference between 3 and 4 points of damage from suffering, maybe not. But is that going to work? Would it reduce focus by an additional point? Is it going to cast suffering on them and then reduce their focus by 1? Or is it not? Maybe that's better on quick attack. Yeah, let's potentially interrupt their action with a damage over time. And then let's follow that up by hitting them. And they'll lose extra focus that way. That could be cool. And if they're already suffering, that can deal double damage with a bit of damage catalyst. Yeah. That seems promising. Now then. You want to be attacked with Lelet. You need to be attacked with Upir. And you need to be attacked with Bukovac. Okay. Upir, my old boy. Would you like to reduce that guy's focus. And then would we like to reduce their focus as well? Well, let's make them suffer. Now with a quick attack we can make them suffer once again. We can break them down basically. And then you need to be attacked with Lele. We'll protect ourselves from status effects in case anyone tries to make us bleed. Because both of their attacks are going to do bleed, as we can see from the little blood icon next to the attack. Okay, our friend is bleeding, but maybe that's fine. You can be mashed up, right? Yeah, we can knock you the hell out. But perhaps we could do that with one of our boys. Flicks damage, lowers all enemies' focus by 1. That sounds promising. And what do we do? That guy can't get negative states. This guy can suffer. So that's the gunman out of the fight. And now he's got 3 focus left. That'll reduce it. He's suffering, so that will break him down completely. He will get off an attack though. And we are bleeding, but that's fine. I'm more worried about our friend there. So yeah, your focus is going. We could probably just knock you out before you get to do anything. Yeah. And as for you, you need to be attacked with Bukovac. So you can suffer. And then when you're suffering, you'll also lose extra focus if we give you a punch. Now what? 4 focus left. We could give you extra suffering. I think suffering you to death is probably the way to go. And 8 damage from Bukovac as well.
Thanks, magician. Good thing we kidnapped you back then.
Yes.
You're not the schmuck you pretend to be.
You're welcome.
Well, whatever. It works out. So we've got the live photography demonstration. We've got that, which is in the new area. We've got the secret fighting ring. I'm guessing because they're all labelled urban secrets, that they're all going to be more or less the same type deal, in that they're all just going to be click on a thing, get XP. So we've missed the time on this one, perhaps. Join a lesson. But when? And there we go. Learned a bit about drawing. I think it's time to not worry about the urban secrets. Maybe the fighting ring. It sounds like a proper side quest, but maybe it is the same as all of these, and it's just going to be click on a thing, get XP. So we do have some side quests, but it is time for a main quest. We've got to do something of consequence today. So where's our tailor? Are they back in a different area? Seems like they are. It's possible there's tailors all over the shop because there are chiefs for gathering up various costumes. So maybe there are multiples just chilling. But the one we need now is over here. And there's also XP to be gathered in here. A mannequin. And scribbled patterns. Anger radiating from the patterns. This guy's something of a perfectionist, perhaps. Dirty coffee cups. Coffee is better than sleep. Yes. This is true. He's under pressure. Needs inspiration. Or he's not going to find creative peace. The wardrobe will allow us to change into the outfits we currently have. But no, let's chat to Taylor.
Excuse me.
Damn it. I forgot to turn the key.
Sorry, what?
You tell me. What is it?
I couldn't help noticing you're struggling for inspiration.
You've got a keen eye. The book makes it easier? I have to guess what everyone has in their mind.
Is there any way I can help?
I want to know what people look for in fashion these days. Back in the day, all you needed was 2 padlocks and a space for your Johnson. I don't know what else there is to it. If you tell me that, I'll be grateful. I'll sew you anything you want in return.
Let me sharpen my senses.
Something continues to elude us. Should we go and try and do that before we ask for evening wear?
I won't bother you.
All right.
It's not going to send us on another side quest, is it? The Tailor's Dilemmas. It is. Needs inspiration from the streets of Warsaw. Well, it's a proper side quest. It's not just walk around and click on a thing. So let's go out there and find some fashionable people. The map is very much not helping. Where would we find fashionable people? Could be anywhere, I suppose. The bars and clubs. They would seem a sensible place to look. Oh, what we found here. It's a note of some sort. A bigot's diary. Very well. Oh, we've received a quest. Oriental party at the Count's. There's opiates involved. Well now. Is that just one of these little side urban secrets? Yes. Look for clues connected. Well, we'll just roam about. Because we're looking for fashionable people. A lost invitation. Yep, we got a password. For said opium party. But we're on the lookout for fashionable folk. Perhaps we need a different area of town. Because if there's inspiration to be found around here, he may have already found it. A partially damaged brochure. That offers the services of a courtesan. Most of the text is blurred. Okie doke. Postcard. View of the textile mills. Textile. Where does it say textile? That's the weirdest pronunciation of a word ever. We've no idea where it came from. It's probably fine. So there's our house once again. Are there any map markers that tell us where we might want to look? No. We will just go to an area that's different. Mayhap we will discover something that is fashionable. Found a police report. A caravan recently passed through. Aha. So that's helping us along the night of divination. So, yeah, I guess these urban secrets then, don't worry about them too much. Just stumble across them whilst you're trying to do an actual side quest. On reflection, there's probably no fashionable people around here. This is one of the rougher areas of town, isn't it? There might be stuff about fight clubs, though. There's this artist's shack as well. Did we come in here before? I don't think so. I think there were people blocking the entrance. Expensive brushes. So this artist is spending all his money on art rather than anything else. Finds a sort of solace in the paintings of dead folks. Message from the policeman. Commissioner Palevin. So it's definitely worth popping in here. Dirty rags. Both dead and alive. Linked with the river in a most peculiar way. He's a curious individual then. There's nothing else going on in his shack, so we'll move on. Looks like we got away with that without anyone noticing us leaving his shack. I wonder if I'm supposed to ask the tailor for evening wear, go to the hotel where all the posh oats hang out, and that's where I'm going to find fashion inspiration? I suppose that could be the case. What we found here. Crumpled telegram. Ah. So, if the Commissioner doesn't make progress soon,
Nice rags. They smell like downtown.
he's going to be in trouble.
What are you sniffing around here for, Outlander?
We're not looking for trouble. We're going to fight them either way, but this time I think they've not been terribly offensive to me yet, so we're going to be polite.
I try not to cross anybody.
Weaklings shouldn't venture into Povishle.
Maybe he's the murderer. The young master was bored and came to Povishle for a taste of gore.
He'll taste it all right.
His own.
Yes, we kind of got that. Thinks he's clever, this one. Now, you want Bukovac. You can't really be slowed down too much. That's fine. You want Upir. So let's start on that. Let's issue an order to Upir to maybe reduce that guy's focus. Yeah, maybe we just start working on this guy. We'll see if we can't make him suffer as well to slow him down a bit. Yeah, good. Definitely slowed him down. Now we could knock his focus down further. And maybe we could get Lelek in there to knock his focus down all the way. It might take a round, but that's fine. We'll get shanked a bit. That's also fine. We can live with a couple of shanks. So you're going to be broken down in a moment. Reduced damage, and you restore health points. So there's no real reason to attack anyone else this turn. But if we attack with Bukovac before our next attack, so if we do a slow, maybe, or we divert. Yeah, let's try diverting him and see if we can slow him down a bit. Now maybe we just knock this guy out, and then Bukovac can deal with this guy. Yeah, that guy got wrecked. Yeah, shank away, that's fine. So as for you, it's Lelek, isn't it, that puts status effects back on our foes. And then we can reduce his focus a bit more. Oh, wait, he got focus back. Did I not see that he had an ability? Oh, he had the like shield ability that was popped up there, maybe. Oh well. You're about to get all our bleeding anyway. That's the main thing. And you can also suffer a bit if you like. So that's going to do a bunch of damage to him. Wonderful. As for you, there's not a lot we can do except reduce your focus, really. We could interrupt you if you were suffering, but you're not. Let's just do a 2 focus attack with Lelek. And transfer bleeding to you, just so it's not on us. We don't need it on us. We'll try and slay your action. That's failed. We got shanked. That's cool. He's only got 1 left, so we could divert. And yeah, maybe we just do 2 attacks, and then we'll get off a big attack next turn and put him on his butt. There you go, Tubbs. Eat mud. Wonderful. No inspiration for the tailor, though. They are not style icons. Pawn shop. Maybe we've read that before. Maybe that's just an information sign as opposed to a clue. But that's a clue. What's it a clue to? So somebody has been healing themselves after a fight at the old fight club. Maybe that actually is something we could take part in, because if there's one thing we can do in this game, It's fight people. It's a door. We haven't been in the Moonshine Bar, have we?
You're not from round here, I can see.
Friendly.
Hello. Is this a bad time?
It is a bad place, fancy boy. It is for the locals.
I got it. I'll see myself out.
We're not going to beat them all up? Oh, that's curious. I must get in there at any cost. What have we here? Witnesses wanted. Illegal fistfights in our city. Brothers known as Soup and Red-Eyed. I'm not pronouncing that. I can't pronounce shit. I'm not Polish. If I hear it once, twice, then maybe I can pronounce it, but that's about it. Pop back down here, see if there's any Fight Club clues, and we could also have a chat with the artist if he's around, because we've learned a thing or two. I don't think those fishermen are going to be much help. They're not the fishermen. Probably. Yeah, he's still there.
Is the painting finished?
Nope. The police took the body before I could finish. But I'm sure something new will appear soon.
I'm sure it will. Although, how do you know that? Do you know that for sure just because it's a rough area and the fisherman is at large? Or do you know that because you're going to make another body appear soon? I don't think he's the fisherman. But is that because games have conditioned me to never believe the most obvious solution? Okay, that gate's locked. So I was wondering why I hadn't been that way. And now I can see it's because the gate was locked, and so that's not an option. Maybe I'm panicking too much about what I read about side quests going away if you leave them too long. Maybe I should just crack on with asking the tailor if he can make me some fancy evening wear. Okay, there's another clue about the Fight Club there. Illegal night fights. Attracting all manner of face-punching enthusiasts. Well, that's us. We like punching face. It's early morning, though. If I wanted to punch face, I would need to head to a place where I can sit about. Now that it's night time, let's stroll around. See if we can't find any doors that we can go through. And if this doesn't lead to an actual fist fight, then it's the last you'll see of me running around looking for these little side quest bits, because what's the point? There we go. I thought it might be up here when I saw that muscled man before. Okay, maybe we're just watching fights rather than taking part. Very well. XP and nothing else. Speaking of, we've got another point, so we could drop that in there. Someone receives damage in the last round of the state's duration. So it's like damage over time, but it all pays off at the end of the time. But enough tomfoolery. Let's get some evening wear.
Well, let's get this over with. I need some evening wear. Quick.
Good proportions.
Thank you.
Alterations won't take long. Your name and address, sir?
Viktor Szulski, 9 Green Square.
I'll send a messenger when I'm done. Now, I'd like to go to my business.
I won't bother you.
All right.
Cool. So that's that out of the way. Prepare for the soiree. How are we doing that? Exactly. By going home, I guess. Waiting for the messenger? Oh, there we go. That was quick.
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
I see you went to a barber. That's something at least.
Recently I met a bearded guy who's not especially fussy about his appearance. And yes, people welcome him everywhere with open arms anyway.
Maybe he's a natural charmer. I've heard that can get you into the Imperial even without a tailcoat.
Very funny.
Are you getting dressed so we can go, or have you changed your plans?
Yeah, let's go.
Yes, let's go and see if I do fit in.
I've stalled long enough.
In that case, I'll go get changed too.
Don't we both look nice?
Look at you. And here I worried I was the only one who looked good in trousers. Very chic choice.
Thank you. You look fantastic.
Thank you. You think Papa would be mad that we're going to a party right after his funeral?
I hope so.
Victor.
He could have kept from losing the Black Grimoire. Are we ready?
Yes, the carriage is waiting.
Welcome to the Imperial Hotel. How may I help you?
Ligia Shulska, here on the invitation of Svetlana Rumyantseva.
Yes, we are expecting you, of course. The soiree is taking place in apartment 237, second floor. I wish you a thrilling and successful evening.
I'm impressed. How did you sort that out?
Our name still means something. Let's do our best to keep it that way, all right?
No promises. Oh. Maybe I was right about there being another Salator up here.
Who are you, my golden slithering friend?
Victor? Victor? Victor! Can you hear me?
Yes. Of course.
These people are just waiting for us to put a foot wrong, understand? We're walking into the Viper's Den, brother.
So it seems. I'll join you in a moment.
I'm going to hang around here a little longer. I'll meet you upstairs.
Huh. See you there.
We've got clues to find before we go upstairs. Somebody here has a flaw. Could it be the woman who Papa knew before he expired? I guess there's only one way to find out, and that's to have a good old poke around the place. But that is going to have to wait until next time. I've done a lot of just strolling around and clicking today and not doing actually much. But alas, we're out of time. But next time, much will happen. So until then, thanks for watching, friends.